Hi everyone and welcome. In the previous video we have covered that how to set up and read data from WIN-SN-TnH-M-M temperature and humidity sensor using ModScan software. Now in this video we have the same sensor, but the difference is we have the digital display in this sensor. Okay, so here you can see on the camera. So this is the new sensor with 7-segment display, and previously we have the sensor which doesn't have the display. Okay, so previously we have covered this one. Now both of the sensor come from the same company, which is Augmatic Technologies Private Limited. Okay, but in this sensor we have the temperature and humidity readings are visible in this display. Now we will see how you can set this sensor up, how you can read the data here as well as from ModScan software. Okay, now here I have already provided the data sheet on our GitHub repository. You can go to this GitHub repository and you can have the data sheet. I will also provide this link in the description of this video, so you can directly open this link and you can go through the data sheet. Now this sensor comes with the variety of sensor. Okay, so right now we have the AHT20 sensor inside it, but if you need some other sensor, then also you can ask Augmatic Technologies Private Limited to customize this sensor with different sensor. Okay, so AHT21 is also available, AHT20, SHT21, SHT25, BME280 and BME680. So all of the variants are available with them. Okay, so whatever sensor is your requirement, you can ask them and they will create the sensor like this and they can ship to you. Now there is a few more sensor available. Okay, here you can see AGS10, BME280, BME680, BME680 and SAD40. Now what is the measuring parameter, what is the measuring range, operating temperature and the accuracy. So whatever sensor is required for your application, you can ask them and they will get it delivered to you. Now if you are not reading the data over Modbus RS485 protocol from this sensor, then also you will be able to see temperature and humidity reading on the screen. Now let's power up this sensor and let's see the data. Okay, so I'm going to power up this. Okay, so we have powered it up and here you can see humidity data, okay, 71, and then after temperature data 27.40. Okay, again humidity data and again temperature data. Okay, so this is how this is going to be work. Now let's understand the connection. So we have connected this black cable with negative, or you can say ground. We have connected this brown cable or red cable with positive. Okay, and we have provided 24 volt DC. And this silver cable or white cable is RS485 plus, or you can say A plus. And this green or yellow cable is RS485 minus, or you can say B minus, and which is connected to the ATC converter, and this is nothing but the RS485 to USB converter. And here we have the USB end which you can plug in your system. So let me plug in my system. Okay, we have plugged it and we can open the computer management, and here in the port section you can see we have connected our ATC converter on the COM3 port. Now we can use this COM3 port to read temperature and humidity data. Okay, so for that I can open the ModScan application. I can select holding register. I can go to connection. I can click on connect. We know that our sensor is connected on the COM3, so that's why I can select COM3. 9600 is the default baud rate, word length 8, parity none, and the stop bit 1. I can press OK, and here I can select the length 18. Okay, here you can see we have the data. Now 27.8 is the temperature. Okay, here you can see 27.82 and humidity is 68.1. Okay, now it may be clearly visible. Humidity 68.21 and the temperature 27.87. Okay, so reading on the display as well as reading on the ModScan software, both are matching. Okay, so this is how you can use this temperature and humidity sensor to read temperature and humidity data. Now this can be used in the industry. Okay, and here is the main sensor unit. Here is the cable out. Okay, and you can connect the cable out with your RS485 port and power supply port. And here is the entire data sheet. Okay, for industrial temperature and humidity sensor. Now here they have provided the sensor name with the measuring range, humidity measuring range, temperature measuring range, operating temperature and measuring accuracy. Here is the table 2 for few more sensor with measuring parameter, measuring range, operating temperature and the measuring accuracy. You have to provide 12 to 24 volt power supply to this sensor. Okay, and it should be 1 ampere. Now here you can see the default configuration of Modbus. That default baud rate is 9600, data bit 8, parity none, stop bit 1, CRC yes. Okay, and for different sensor, this is the register description, function code, protocol and the data type. Okay, and here you will get one more thing. If you have changed the baud rate or if you have changed the slave ID and you are not able to find, then how you can reset it. So if you have forgot everything, then you can open this enclosure. You have to remove the jumper inside it. Okay, you have to press the reset button and then you can put the jumper back on the place and the sensor will be resetted by default. Okay, and then after you can connect with the sensor using 9600 baud rate and the slave ID 1. Now 40,001 is the temperature, 40,002 is the humidity. Okay, and if you are using some another software, then here it will be 40,000 and it will be 40,001 for the humidity. Okay, but in the ModScan, 40,001 will be for temperature and 40,002 will be for humidity. And here you can see the 40,011 has a value of 960. It is showing the default, or you can say by default baud rate, which is 9600. So you have to multiply this by 10 to get the actual value. Now 40,012 has a value of 0, so you can use this register to update the new baud rate. Okay, now 40,013 is the slave ID, which is 1 right now, and we are able to read the data. If you want to update the slave ID, then you can update the 40,014 register. Now 40,015 is the let me show you. 40,015 is parity. Okay, so 40,015 is the parity, which is none. You can update 40,016 to update the parity, and 40,070 is the stop bit. Okay, so right now stop bit is 1, so that's why you will see 1 here, and you can use 40,018 to update the stop bit value. Okay, so this is the configuration we have. So from 40,011 to 40,018, we have the Modbus configuration register, and 40,001 and 40,002 is our temperature and humidity register, which you can use to get the temperature and humidity data. You have to divide this value by 10 to get the actual reading, and you can also check the actual reading on the display. Okay, for humidity and for temperature. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear, that how you can set up and use this temperature and humidity sensor from Augmatic Technologies Private Limited. I will add the datasheet link in the description of this video. Also, I will add the contact detail for the Augmatic Technologies Private Limited if you want to purchase this sensor or if you have any inquiry about this sensor. Okay, so let's meet in the future videos in which we are going to connect this sensor with 4G gateway and we'll send the data of the sensor through MQTT. Okay, so stay tuned for the future videos. Till then, take care, goodbye, and thank you.